Hi there, my friend. My name is Stephen Hewer, and I run the company Synergistic Nutrition. I'm a degree nutritionist called a Nutripath, and I've been doing this business and this work for over 35 years. Today, I want to talk to you about the subject of growth hormone and its role in your health. So that role is a very big role. Every cell of the body has a receptor site for growth hormone, and the instructional message that growth hormone gives to the cell is to open up and absorb amino acids, provided the amino acids are actually there in the bloodstream, which for some people I have found there are occasions where someone's been a vegan for a period of time, and as a vegan they can be deficient in amino acids and such that they don't feel the effects because they're actually not absorbing enough amino acids to make a difference because they have a deficiency in their blood. But if you eat animal proteins like most people do, you're omnivorous, and you have normal digestion, normal assimilation, then you should have enough amino acids in your blood to benefit from Synergy 1 and experience the result of what happens when your cells absorb more amino acids. So before I go further on that subject, I want to back up and say that your body produces the most optimal levels of growth hormone between the ages of 18 and 28. Your body experiences the most recuperation from injury or from stress. You have the strongest immune function at that time, the strongest reproductive powers. Your body is the most resilient. After age 28, your growth hormone production declines by 14% per decade. So when you're 50, 55, 60, this is the time period that you're experiencing the most decline, the most ability to notice the decline, because the production of growth hormones is declining and your rate of repair is declining. So I say rate of repair. So when you were a child and your body was growing, your rate of repair was very fast. You had lots of growth hormone. Your body was absorbing the amino acids from your dietary proteins efficiently. You were making proteins and you were growing. So if you're wanting to actually make your body biologically younger, what's required is that you have to increase the rate at which your cells are able to make proteins. If you could reduce inflammation by increasing antioxidants and increase the rate at which your body makes proteins to what it did 10 to 20 years younger, then literally your body can become biologically younger. How's that happen? Because that means that if you're making all these proteins, then one of the proteins your body's going to make is an enzyme called telomerase. And telomerase is an enzyme that lengthens the telomeres. So the end caps of your DNA are called telomeres. Every time a cell divides into a new cell, the telomeres shorten by a little bit. And then when you're older, that shortening process has become so significant that the cell will either die or will become a senescent cell, and it's also called a zombie cell. And that's a cell that serves no therapeutic purpose in the body. It's not producing hormones, enzymes, it's not functioning immunologically. Instead, it's sitting there and producing inflammatory chemicals called cytokines, which inflame the surrounding cells, aging them more quickly as well. So that's why some people have adopted fasting of late, because if you do a water fast and you go past the third day, your body reaches a point where there's no more glucose to run on, and it has to derive its glucose needs from breaking down body proteins, to break those proteins down into amino acids, and to break those amino acids down into glucose. And so it selectively starts to digest the least healthiest cells and the senescent cells. Your body undergoes something called autophagy. So that's this autophagy is also called self-digestion. And so the body's going to digest all the oldest, least healthiest, or even the senescent cells as its amino acid needs to meet its glucose needs. So for all of you out there who are customers of mine, who have been buying Synergy 1 for a number of years, thank you for your business. I appreciate it very much, because your business has enabled me to do what I love to do for a living. Figure out the secrets of nature and apply them to my life and to my client's life, so that we can all experience joyful energy, an overwhelming abundance of energy every day, so that we are creative, we have the energy to pursue our dreams, goals, and desires, and we have the I can do it attitude. So Synergy 1 is a unique product in that it delivers to your body a peptide that you absorb under the tongue. So most peptides you cannot absorb under the tongue because they're too big. You can really only absorb single amino acids under the tongue and or glucose molecules. But once the amino acids are clung together in a chain and they become a protein or a peptide, then your body can't absorb it. But there's an inventor that I know that has the knowledge and to create a product that's a peptide that your body naturally produces, but your production declines with age, that is in a delivery system so that when you hold it in the mouth, under the tongue or in the cheek area, that 90 seconds, then it absorbs. And what it does once it's in your bloodstream is it tells your pituitary gland to produce growth hormone like you're 10 to 20 years younger. And then all the cells of the body benefit from that. So the times of the day that is recommended to take Synergy 1 is at bedtime and when you wake up. So the reason that you want to keep this product away from food is because growth hormone triggers your liver and other parts of your body to produce insulin-like growth factor. So insulin-like growth factor called IGF-1 is a metabolite of growth hormone and plays a dominant role in telling the cells to open up and absorb amino acids so the cells can make proteins. But if you've eaten a meal, then temporarily for a few hours your insulin levels are going to climb, and when that happens, that's a time period that it's going to compete and prevent IGF-1 from doing its repair work. So when you take it at bedtime, you want to make sure that you have had enough time from your dinner, your last meal of the day, that your blood sugar and your insulin are back down to a lower level. So I recommend 3 hours. From the time you ate dinner and finished eating to the time you go to bed, that 3 hours have elapsed before you take Synergy 1. Now when you get up in the morning, I tell people that if you get up at 4 a.m. to urinate and you're still going to go back to bed, or even if you're not, that's the time to take Synergy 1. Because now your insulin is going to be the lowest possible and you're going to get the most benefit. Now, another thing that happens when you're older is that your body's not breaking down proteins into amino acids as efficiently as it did when you were younger. And I've talked to experts on this, a particular expert who knows this very well, done lots of blood tests to prove it, that most people are walking around with a 3 to 5 amino acid deficiency in their blood. There's 20 amino acids that make up all proteins. If you have a 3 to 5 amino acid deficiency, your body's in a state of deterioration to some degree. You're in a state of stress to some degree. So taking supplemental free-form amino acids will enable you to overcome that deficiency. So free-form amino acids are amino acids that are made through bacteria. They're not connected to other amino acids, so they're not proteins. So when you take that either as a powder or a capsule, it'll absorb into your blood in 45 minutes and start delivering the benefits. So I take amino acids with Synergy 1 and I get better results. And I have several formulas, so let me just go over that real quickly. So if you're like most people, you enjoy drinking coffee, and coffee is, I think, great if you have strong adrenal glands, such that you don't experience any kind of depletion afterwards. It doesn't lead to a feeling of innervation or depletion. And it's enjoyable to drink coffee, I agree. But if you're looking for a regenerative lifestyle where you're not stimulating your adrenals to release stored hormones, but you're instead nourishing your adrenals to produce those same hormones, then you'll want to get some tyrosine. So L-tyrosine, this little container that I carry, if you take a quarter teaspoon of this with Triphos B, then basically what you're doing is you're taking the nutrients needed to create epinephrine, norepinephrine, and dopamine. So when you drink a cup of coffee, you're stimulating your adrenal cortex to release epinephrine, norepinephrine, and dopamine. Those are the neurohormone neurotransmitters that give you the mood elevation, the drive, and the energy. But those hormones are made from the amino acid tyrosine. And the amino acid tyrosine requires vitamin B6 in its active form, which is called coenzymatic. which is called pyridoxal 5-phosphate. So regular B6, pyridoxine, and then the active form of it is called pyridoxal 5-phosphate. So the tyrosine requires the B vitamin pyridoxal 5-phosphate to convert tyrosine into epinephrine, norepinephrine, and dopamine. So if you take 1 tablet of triphos B and you take a quarter teaspoon of tyrosine, and there's other nutrients you can take too, that'll cofactor nutrients that help too. One of them is liposomal vitamin C, because the adrenals require vitamin C. There's also B1 and B2 in triphos B, and B1 and B2 are involved in energy production within the cell. So you can actually increase your energy by taking 2 tablets of triphos B over instead of just 1. But if you just trust me and just start on doing these things, then you'll have an experience. You'll have your own experience. You'll have the Synergy 1 telling yourselves to absorb the tyrosine. You'll have the tyrosine there and the B vitamins needed to convert the tyrosine into the epinephrine, norepinephrine, dopamine. And I believe, at least this is what I experienced, I have more energy for a longer period of time and no letdown from doing a quarter teaspoon of tyrosine and a tablet of triphos B once, twice, 3 times a day, depending upon where my energy is, than I ever got on coffee. Way more mood elevation, way more joy, way more positivity, way more clarity of thought and good focus and memory than I ever get from coffee. So just giving you an option that if you want to enhance the effects of Synergy 1, go back to that, you might want to take an amino acid supplement. If you're overly wired, I carry 5-HTP. So here's the product, 5-HTP. And you could take 1 capsule of that with, again, 1 tablet of triphos B. So again, in order for amino acids to convert into their neurotransmitters, they always require that vitamin B6 in its active form called pyridoxal 5-phosphate. So I always recommend you take 1 triphos B that's got the actual active form. It's enterically coated so that B vitamins will be destroyed in the digestive environment of the stomach if they're in their active state. So if you put them in an enteric capsule or you enterically coat the tablet, that tablet will not break down until it reaches the small intestine and is outside the hostile environment of the acids of the stomach, which would destroy the vitamins. So now you have the active form of B1, thiamine 5-phosphate, the active form B2, riboflavin 5-phosphate, and the active form B6, pyridoxal 5-phosphate, entering your intestinal tract and breaking down into small intestines and absorbing there so that they're in their fully active state, not damaged by the acids of the stomach. And then they combine with your cells to make energy or with the amino acids to be able to make the neurotransmitter. In this case, like I said before, if you're wired and you need to calm down or you have any kind of anxiety, then you can take a capsule of 5-HTP with a tablet of triphos B and you'll increase your serotonin levels in your nervous system. Serotonin calms you down. Serotonin is the precursor to melatonin, the sleep chemical. So you could take it before bed if you have trouble sleeping. But it can be taken during the day just to make you feel calm, peaceful, and focused for long periods of time. Because when you feel calm, like tyrosine makes me feel energetic. Like I want to get up and, this morning I did 35 minutes on my elliptical. I did squats with my weights, 30 pounds on each side, so that's 60 pounds. Because I literally can't sit still. I have so much energy. And, that's not good if you want to sit down and study and feel content sitting and focus and read and learn something new, type up a report, learn an instrument, whatever, learn a language. You want to feel calm such that when you're sitting, you're not feeling, agitated and fidgety. So Synergy 1 delivers to your body via the mouth a peptide that tells your brain to produce growth hormone like you're 10 to 20 years younger. Growth hormone signals all the cells of your body. Every cell of the body is a receptor site for growth hormone. Tells your body to absorb the amino acids so that proteins can be made, including the telomerase enzyme, which enables you to lengthen the telomeres, which is why lengthening the telomere basically makes your cells younger. Makes you have more mitochondria, more of the youthful organelles. So if there's one product that's easy to take that can deliver like landslide amazing results it's Synergy One. And the bottle on Synergy One instructs you to take 3 sprays twice a day, but for some people that doesn't deliver the results they're looking for. So I'm telling you to go ahead and do 6 sprays twice a day. And again, some people even don't experience enough results on that dosage. So then I say, well, take the amino acids, take tyrosine, take 5-HTP, whichever you feel your nervous system needs. But in order to make this attractive, both to previous clients and customers who've used Synergy One and like it, and to new clients, new customers, I'm offering 1 free bottle of Synergy One for a purchase of 1 bottle. So you buy 1 bottle of Synergy One, you get 1 bottle free for a limited time while supplies last. And therefore, I'm saying that if you need the higher dosage of 6 sprays twice a day, then you've got 2 bottles to be able to have a month's supply to get those results. Because that's what I'm doing, and that's what I feel the best results with. I'm doing 6 sprays twice a day. If you have any questions, feel free to call my office. My office number is 864-895-6250. I'm on the East Coast in South Carolina. My hours of operation are between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. until otherwise notified, from Monday through Friday. I look forward to hearing your happy results with my recommendations. And I do offer consultation services, of course. I have significant areas of expertise in healing the adrenals, healing a low or a hyperthyroid, healing a leaky gut or healing a compromised gut, healing chronic constipation, healing from cancer, breast cancer, prostate, other kinds of cancer. I know how I've helped people reverse cardiovascular plaque in their arteries and rebuild their heart so their aortic stenosis is improved and or their plaque is gone. I know exactly what's needed to restore bone density. I know what's also needed to grow back cartilage in the joints or the discs in the back, their thickness, so sciatica can go away. I've helped people with all these things. I've helped myself with all these things. So if you want to take advantage of my consultation services, you can come to my website, synergisticnutrition.com, and here is the consultation link. Click on that, and you'll see the options for different needs. So a person with less funds, but they want guidance and direction, you can do the $300 program. For a person with more funds, they want 60 minutes of my time. Plus I spend time creating the supplement schedule. That's $600. For people that want the most comprehensive way that I work with you, where I scan you remotely from a specimen of your hair. So you would send me a specimen of your hair, just a small amount, literally half a teaspoon or less, and I put it onto my cyber scan. I scan you remotely because it has a Tesla coil in it that can go through the quantum field, and that's just to say that it goes through the mind of God, which is omnipresent, and can scan you remotely very accurately. That enables me to come up with understanding of what possibly might be going on: viral, parasitic, liver function, organ function, different pathogens, toxins, all those things I can see, and then come with a more precise recommendation based on those findings. And the last one is for people who have cancer, autoimmunity, some other very chronic disease that requires significant time and energy and follow-up coaching. All right? And of course, I would be thrilled if you take my advice and act upon it, and then share with me the results that it gave you. Thank you.